I began to see America as really an ugly, as a whole thing of it as an ugly scene. After the assassination of President Kennedy in '63, and in particular King in '68, and then Bobby Kennedy, things began to go down. I really saw an ugly scene, but there was a rapid and immediate upsurge of something that held us together. And you know what that was? Blackness, Africanness. Tickets began to be worn, dashikis began to be worn, right on was said, everybody was a brother, everybody was an African, everybody was a sister. We came together, afros were being worn, and there was a heavy wave of that. That hasn't left me at all. A heavy wave of that kind of blackness and black solidarity. And it looked like everywhere you went, somebody was trying to see who could be the blackest and whatever, where it was. Somebody getting up on a box making a speech, and somebody was, a brother was always trying to show that he was blacker than somebody else. And this was the thing that supported. I don't know my pastor saying, he made this statement, Griffin made this statement, said, I really would love to have seen which way King would have gone had he not been killed and had to live through that Africanness that we went through in '68 and '69 and '70 and '71. Till Nixon came in, because we went through a heavy wave of African, Swahili, the language. Then we began to name our children African names. All of these and other things began to upsurge and come into focus. So just as the country went down, there was that inner voice of saying, and fellow Stokely and Rap Brown and the Panthers, and these were they who kept us up as well, Panther Party and others, NAA and all the rest. But, there was that deep wave of blackness.
And I think a lot of parents, just instill that blackness into their children during that time. I know with us, we were just so black. Everything was just so black, black power. Our children just knew it backwards and forward. And like in our home, every Wednesday night? Every Friday, my husband gave our children an assignment. They had to learn something about Africa and report on it. And it paid off. It really did. It paid off, And today they really appreciate it. You don't have to go around wearing it on your collar, but it comes out, and you know who you are. You're not ashamed of your identity, and you know who you are. So it really pays off to know who you are and express it whenever it's necessary, or just wear it proudly, whatever race you are, Lots of times when I get ready to talk about blackness, I see the expression on black students' faces as if to say, oh, you're going to hurt somebody's feelings. You can't talk about that because you're going to hurt my friend's feeling. And then I have to say, look, you all have changed these expressions on your faces. I said, what I'm about to say or what I'm going to say is not going to hurt such and such a person. He needs to know and you need to know and stop feeling protective of this person. I said, I'm not going to say anything bad. I'm not throwing off on him. I'm trying to teach everybody, So you don't need to feel that way, and it's like you're walking on eggs, But I dismiss that. Don't do that. Don't do that,
That thought, whites the haves, blacks the have-nots. Whites the superior, blacks the inferior. Don't talk about anything but black because that's inferior, and we're going to be embarrassed. We've never heard anything great about ourselves. This is the implication thereof. You never heard anything great. We're not in the textbooks. It's being withheld from us on every hand, where we go, on TV. We get a distorted version of it on TV. The media misrepresents us. So, we can't be but so much. We haven't excelled. You see, all this is a part of the white racist bag, I should say. This is where this thought, or this concept has its roots. Now, if we're in textbooks, if we're on TV, see education and opportunity, Howard University on TV, Spelman often, and other stuff on that, Shaw, Virginia Union, and other black colleges, and also, well, mainly in textbooks, where you can grab that mind early, But when you've always been told that you've come from nothing, and even if you haven't been told that, if it's acted out the way it's acted out in society, you begin to feel subservient, You know, you begin to feel inferior.